Alright, you guys can pause this anytime you want. I have gone through and put a few notes on here for you. We're proving figures congruent by using rigid motions. As we know, that's everything but a dilation is a rigid motion. So if you look down here, two plane figures are congruent only if one can be obtained from the other by a sequence of rigid motions. That is a sequence of reflections, translations, and or rotations. So any and all of those. Landscape architect uses a grid to design a landscape around the mall. Use tracing paper to confirm that the landscape elements are congruent. We're just going to do this. This is a trace planter. Describe the transformation so that ABC is mapped onto EFG. So we have to move. You have to do it by corresponding parts. So A has to go to E, B has to go to F, C has to go to G, and D has to go to H. And if you look, it's just a translation, right? It's 4 to the right and then 4 down, right? So all the X's are added to 4 and all the Y's also subtracted 4. So we go right 4, down 4, translation. If you look at the next one, this tracer has to map J to N, K to P, L to Q, and M to R. And that's just a reflection over this line, right? If you can draw that line in reflection, if you'll notice, this line has a slope of 1. K, if it goes the opposite, -1, ends up down here. L, look, down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1, once, down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1, same number of times over to here. All these are reflected over a single line, so the reflections are, in fact, a rigid transformation. And this one right here is not rigid, right? We can tell, you don't have to try even, you can just tell the size. This one is 2 times the length of this down here, so there's no way to map it. So, excuse me, sorry. Down here we have a few examples. Alright, determine if figures are congruent. So we can use the definition of congruence to decide whether the figures are congruent. That means if we can map one to the other. So I can see that I can map C to J. Now let me just do one. The original C is this. C is, looks like, oh, these are double spaced, aren't they? C looks to be 6, 5, and the new C, right, C prime, is, that's actually -6, 5. The new C is 6, 5. And I can do that. Let's do one more. Let's do D. D is 8, 2, and the -8, 2, and D prime is +8, 2. So what we're seeing is the Y's are staying exactly the same, right? And the X's are becoming the opposite. So that's a reflection over the Y-axis. Now this guy right here, we'll show you one. Alright, let's take Z. Z's got a map to C, right? Z's got a map to C, X to A. So Z is 1, 2. If you look at C, C is 2, 1, and it's negative. So look, my X and Y is reversed. Let's try it one more time with X, right? X is 1, 4. And A is 4, -1. So remember what type that is? That is a rotation 90 degrees around the origin. And this time we're rotating clockwise because we're going this way. So again, we just switch our X and Y's and we take the signs of what's down here. Y's are negative down here. There are 2 more. I'm going to do these guys right here. Alright. Now this guy right here, look at him. This D value of 1, +1, so the D was 1, 1. The Z that it goes to is 1, -1. Look, the X is the same, the Y's are come negative. Let's try C. C is 6, 1, and the Y that it goes to is 6, -1. So we can tell that that is a reflection over the X-axis because my Y's are the opposite. Let's go ahead and try this guy. So I'm just going to rotate it myself, or actually look, it's facing the wrong direction. So this one, somehow it's going to have to flip. So let's go ahead and try this. We're going to reflect over y-axis. And I'm just going to write it. So it's 1, 2. This is looks to be 10, so it's 10 right here. There's my new k. There's j, right? And this one, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Way over here. There's my new L prime. You know what? I think I put this j in the wrong. I was going from there instead of here, so it's 1, 2, 1, 2. It's right there. So my first is a reflect over the y-axis, and then I'm gonna have to slide over 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm gonna say translate left 8, and that will map one figure onto the top. A reflection over the y and a translation left 8. And that's it for the first page and a half. There aren't too many of these, and we'll talk to you soon.